The mummy army charges crazily. These creatures are the perfect death warriors. Their bandages are as hard as steel and can be used as whips for attacking and defending. Julius Cedric laughs. Haha, Axe, this is my strongest army. They were supposed to be used to deal with the third floor boss, but if I can get rid of you, I'll be more than happy. Kang Jin-hyuk is in a tough battle, and the old man is ecstatic. You underestimate the necromancer. Your time of death has come. The scene is Kang Jin-hyuk, who is constantly moving in the bandages. The fierce attack makes him feel helpless. At this time, on the high hill and forest, two people are also watching everything. They are Lily and Laser Eye. Oh yeah. It's been a long time since I saw Julius Cedric in such a state. Although this mysterious ex-player destroyed the stronghold of the necromancer, he did not expect Julius Cedric to summon such a desperate move as the mummy. It is not enough to just solve those metal puppets and skeleton soldiers. The real trouble is the necromancer himself. The old man's skills are not easy to deal with. Since that's the case, the two of us can watch the game peacefully. But at this time, Lily found something wrong. He frowned and said, "No, how did the situation change in the field?" X jumped up. At this moment, he was surrounded by mummies, but the more desperate the situation, the more calm he became. He remembered the experience of worshipping in the high level of the Tower of Trials. At that time, his master told him, "Jin-hyuk, your sword technique is fierce, but too rough. Most of the power is wasted. Look at this rope. A real master can use the same power to exert 100 times the power. Look at this move." In an instant, the rope was like a whip, dancing around the teacher's body, and the teacher's hemp rope was like a gun and sword, and also like a steel whip, both soft and hard, and suddenly swept across Kang Jin-hyuk's head. This is the secret of Soul Chaser's sword key. Do you understand, apprentice? And just at this moment, the system also prompts DD skill. The memory fragments of chasing Soul Sword Dance have been pieced together. At this moment, Kang Jin-hyuk's knife light is like a long whip, leaving fierce but not losing soft marks on the ground. The mummy is surprised. He does not understand the enemy's behavior. And Kang Jin-hyuk holds a short blade, sword light like a phantom, firm like a piercing knife, fierce, soft like flowing water. In this moment, countless sword lights emerge, blooming. You have understood the skill Soul Chaser sword key. And at the same time, Julius Cedric only feels that with Kang Jin-hyuk as the center, a terrible sword blade storm has risen. This gust of wind pushed him back, making people dare not approach. How could it be? This sword chi magic power is actually so powerful that it forms a vortex, and it is still constantly absorbing objects around it. That's right! At this moment, Kang Jin-hyuk has become a wind and meat grinder. Sword light swirling around, constantly whistling rotation. Steel's fierce accompanied by the wind's tenderness, everywhere containing killing intent. Fifth move, pursuing soul, extinguishing heaven. Under this gust of wind tearing, only Julius Cedric himself can barely resist with magic power, but his subordinates, those invincible mummies, are not so lucky. One by one, they were swept into the sword blade storm and scream torn. Julius Cedric raised his hand to hold up the magic wand, double shield skill. 2 layers of magic shield firmly hold the suction. Joking. The Tower of Trial has only been open for half a year. How could he have such a reverse sky ability? Is it cheating? A clashing sound sounded. The wind of the gang swept over. With just a touch, the top-notch magic wand in his hand was cut and broken. And the necromancer who lost the magic wand support could no longer bear it and was finally swept into this terrible steel blade tornado. This devastating storm lasted for more than 10 minutes. Debris everywhere, whether it was the army of the dead or the third layer boss's clay puppets. None were spared. In the countless corpses, an old man crawled forward. It's terrifying, too terrifying. This X is not human. I have to escape immediately. As long as I reach the demonic human association, there's still hope to turn the tide. Quickly come to protect me. Are you two still watching the show? He called out to Lily and Laser Eye, but there was no response. A pair of shoes walked behind him. Oh, you and your student, Alex Judreau, are really the same. Necromancer, only trash that sacrifices innocent lives. Showing an ugly face at the end, Julius Cedric finally realized Alex Judreau wasn't killed by Kang Jin-hyuk. Is it you? Are you Kang Jin-hyuk? Mysterious Player X and S-Rank Hunter Kang Jin-hyuk are the same person. And then Julius Cedric was engulfed and wrapped in flames while screaming. Kang Jin-hyuk was holding a fire element in his hand. Bingo! Correct answer. In hell, ask your student for me, old man. Those skeleton soldiers and metal knights also lost their magic power source and gradually disappeared in the air. The remaining demonic human henchmen are still in doubt. What happened? But the boss's clay puppets have raised their swords and screams have sounded. The demonic human association's Julius Cedric and his many apprentice mages have been completely defeated and perished. After finishing this battle, Kang Jin-hyuk did not rest but instead rushed to a tall temple. Due to the excessive consumption earlier, he drank 4 bottles of magic potion to recover a huge amount of MP. So what will he do next? He found a shield at his feet, stomped on it and it flew. Several rolls and it was in his hands. He held it. It feels quite good. Alright, now with a short knife in the right hand, a shield in the left hand, Kang Jin-hyuk looked up. You can start attacking. Trash! And in front of him are 4 huge stone statues of Buddha faces, with hard armor and magnificent poses. They are the guardians of the temple, the 4 great kings. Without further ado, the 2 kings attacked with spears and swords. Kang Jin-hyuk lowered his leg and crouched, reducing the impact to the lowest, the shield firmly blocking the fierce attack. Oh yeah, I like you like this. Silent and speechless. With a side flash of his foot, he avoided 2 fierce attacks again. Then he appeared behind them. Several lights blossomed from the statues. Soul Chaser's sword key, chasing souls and destroying the sky. Alright, trash. Hurry up and give me the key. I'm running out of patience. The remaining king was sweating profusely. Is this human a monster? Another king's head burst open. The loot fell to the ground and immediately turned and ran. Little Khan casually took the shield out of the pile of rocks. Oh, what's this technique? It's not his fault to be surprised, because he only saw the last king holding a golden lotus flower in his hand, emitting green light. The lens zoomed in. That's the key Kang Jin-hyuk wanted to get on this trip. Then a strange action happened. The king turned and held the lotus key in his hand, inserted it into his chest. The green light continued to shine, and the system prompted that the key to the interior has been sensed. Kang Jin-hyuk was shocked. This guy is going to use the key in advance. If that guy comes out now, it will be difficult to deal with. As expected, in this self-sacrificial act, a huge flower bud grew from the center of the lotus key, with 3 layers, 9 layers in total. Then the flower bud shone and bloomed. After the flower bud bloomed completely, 2 golden giant hands pressed on the ground, revealing the complete true body of a golden Buddha. 8 arms were joined together, or picked flowers, sacred, dignified, and full of majesty. This is the famous boss, Thousand-Armed and Thousand-Eyed Guanyin. He looked at the corpses of the kings on the ground. Oh, the kings haven't called me out for a long time. I didn't expect there were still humans who could threaten the safety of the temple. Kang Jin-hyuk snorted coldly. After I get rid of you, this hidden boss, I still have to go kill the sword demon. Don't waste my time. The golden Buddha paid no attention to the sarcasm. Truly, a human who doesn't know the height of the sky or the thickness of the earth. I have to admit, you are very brave. Little Khan started doing jumping jacks, jumping and stomping with small steps. Don't talk nonsense. Let's make it quick. I find it interesting to talk to you. Shouldn't we continue to communicate more deeply? Stop talking so much. I'm not interested in talking to a bunch of broken stones. Your true form is not here, right? Alright, since that's the case, then I'll entertain you. Thousand-handed Guanyin no longer talked. 8 arms each lifted a weapon. Knives, swords, axes, spears, and all kinds of weapons, all aimed at Kang Jin-hyuk. At this moment, kindness was not present. Killing intent was full in the Buddha's eyes. Pointing his sword at him, you can enjoy this. Kang Jin-hyuk raised his shield and Guanyin held his sword. And in the next second, the battle erupted. A spear wrapped with green battle energy was thrown fiercely. Kang Jin-hyuk bent down, raising his shield with his waist and body as one. The spear tip heavily brushed against the shield. Behind him, it was like a missile exploding. This power was terrifying. Kang Jin-hyuk was shocked. Even though he wasn't hit directly, his body felt like it was going to shatter. But he had to hold on. That chance, only once. Thousand-handed Guanyin sneered. Oh, your reaction speed is quite fast. Then, he charged forward with all kinds of knives. You're making me more and more interested. Human. If I can't win with physical strength, then I'll have to use magic. Kang Jin-hyuk breathed out white breath. It was his A-class skill, ice sculpture. He fiercely swung his sword, creating a huge ice spear that rose from the ground like a small mountain. But the scene suddenly changed. and all that could be seen was the ice wall in front of Kang Jin-hyuk exploding with a crackling sound. It was too fast. On closer inspection, it was revealed that the ice had been shattered by throwing knives. Thousand-handed Guanin's gaze was cold. This guy, he even knows how to use dirty Western tricks. How detestable. Suddenly, something was thrown from the smoke. He caught it with his hand. It was the round shield. Foolish human. With this small trick, you still want to show off in front of me? But suddenly, an ominous feeling rose in his heart. He turned his head and saw that on one of his arms, a short knife was deeply embedded. Kang Jin-hyuk laughed. Ha ha ha, the shield was just a decoy. You fell for it, you fool. But what startled Buddha was not that he had been tricked, but that the short knife was poisoned. It's important to know that most poisons have no effect on Buddhas. Little Kang clenched his fist. Buddha, big man, this is called blood magic. It's an S-class skill. Once contaminated, you'll be constantly polluted. You're so calm. The toxicity is spreading. Thousand-handed Guanin didn't say anything. He just tore off his arm. But losing one arm is nothing. I still have 8 more, enough to kill you. But Kang Jin-hyuk just laughed. Oh yeah. It's true that with just one arm, you can't lose much. But this arm is exactly what I want most. Guanin, big man.